I've tried to draw this line several different ways. This is the best way I could draw the line. Now I've seen other people drawing this line differently, you know, a little bit up, a little bit down. You know, how is this line actually going? Are we below or above resistance? And I think we are above the resistance, guys. I think we are above the resistance. This still stands. That means that I'm still keeping, you know, largely big time frames bullish on Bitcoin. Short term, I'm still thinking in this consolidation, this might drop down a little bit more, but it's not that, you know, not that bearish. The fact that we are right now 0.3% up, it is weekend and everything can happen, but the fact that we are not actually just dropping down, it's actually a good sign. It's actually a good sign. We can definitely go below this line and stuff can actually happen that actually gets us worried, but we are not actually that worried. Now this line, of course, a lot of people have been drawing it differently, right? I've seen people drawing something like this up here using these stop wicks up here, over here. That gives us that we are technically below the line, right? You know, there has been other ways that you can draw something like this up here, still below the line over here, right? I mean, there are definitely ways how you can draw the line up here. You can put something like this up here, and then you're above the line. And if you go to some kind of bigger time frames, you know, there are other ways to actually draw the line up here, something like this. This looks like we are above the line. People will, you know, say that we are above the line over here. You know, they somebody will pull these one up as well, and you're, you know, above the line. So whether we are above the line or below the line, it kind of depends a little bit. But I think this is the most correct line. So from this weekly time frame up here, if you look at this, these tops up here, maybe even these tops up here, I mean, I've been drawing it like this as well, but you know, we are still above the line. And there is, like I said, there is a lot of ways to draw the line, but when you got small time frames, I do want to use this week up here. I do want to use this week up here, because if you look at it down here on the 1 hourly time frame, look how nicely this week up here came up. It came up, it pulled back, and then we came above that level, and right now we are keeping that support line over here, right? So I think this is the line. So everything in tech analysis, everything is about lines. Where is the goddamn line? And this line up here is at you know, it's up there. So I want to use this week up here, and I want to use these, you know, these stops up here as well. Let me just try to, you know, get it smashing on the tops. I don't think it's this one up here. Let's try to do it like this up here, a little bit up there. There we go. And you can see up here, nicely up here, confirms these bottoms down here as well. So I think it goes something like this up here. Technically, we are above the line. This is a very, very important and crucial moment for Bitcoin. Staying above the line, being above the line, and that actually is very, very good. Now, it is not all done yet. And you can see here on the weekly time frame, over here, when we put something like this up here, it goes something like this down here, a little bit above here. I mean, there is definitely ways how you can adjust the line. Let's not talk anymore about line. Let's move on. But the most important thing is that we are above the line right now. So we are above the line. What is happening up here? How is this going to play out? As you can see up here right now, we have also the red candle. We are staying above the line, and right now this weekly candle up here is going to close in 1 day. If you do that, that's actually a very good sign. Can we pull back down again and then do this move towards the upside again? Definitely, but we, you know, we don't want to pull back, you know, for whatever reason. We already had a spring towards downside, came above the line, consolidating above the line. We do not want to pull back in the line. I would assume if you do pull back below the line, that is some kind of a little bit, I wouldn't say bearish, but it's a weakness in the price. A bullish price should not pull back below the line. If it does pull back the line, we need, you know, the next week, for example, and in the next week after that, we need to immediately get back above the line. That can definitely be the case. We can also pull back below the line, stay below the line, and then, you know, bounce back up again. There is a lot of way how this can actually play out, but once you're above the resistance line, you technically do not want to go back below that line, because any kind of move below the line will show weakness. Now let's zoom in a little bit up here on the chart. On the chart, we are above the line. Let's remove the line up here. So right now you understand, and this line up here, it is a very, very important line, because once this line breaks, because this is a rising trend line, a rising resistance line, once this line breaks, this goes very, very fast towards the upside. So right now we are consolidating up here, but as soon as this confirmation and the move towards the upside is confirmed, this is gonna explode towards the upside. So let's go a little bit to small time frames up here. I'm gonna show you what's happening right now in this last part over here on the chart. Let's do it like this over here. So what we already know is that we are definitely breaking the trend. So this, you know, first uptrend got broken. We went some kind of secondary trend up here. You know, we got the secondary trend up here broken. Right now we're going some kind of sideways trend over here. This sideways trend up here was actually something like this that actually got broken towards the downside, but we also got right now this support line over here that is actually technically getting broken towards the downside as well over here. So we are losing momentum towards the downside over here, as you can see over here. So I would assume that we can actually still pull back towards downside. The thing that actually keeping me bullish is the fact that we are not just dropping straight down. So we break over here. We had a big move towards downside. We climbed up. Even up here we are kind of breaking it a little bit. Maybe the line can be adjusted a little bit up here. Maybe that's why we're not actually dropping down big time. Maybe it's something like this over here, right? Give or take. Now there are two very nice let's use these. There are two very nice bottoms down here, so maybe we are not, but we are not dropping that fast. We're not dropping that fast, and that's kind of keeping me a little bit bullish on the move, because oftentimes when you see some kind of bearish movement on the chart, these movements do tend to go very, very fast. So there is some kind of resistance up here. We got a support up here. Will we break this towards downside? If we do break towards downside, there is a whole bunch of support levels right below us over here that can actually keep us and push us back above the line. Now the line is very, very important. We like the line. We want to stay above the line. We want to keep on going. I'm just going to use big fat candles up here like that. We want to keep above this line, and this is what actually I'm looking at right now. So today's right now is Saturday. We got Sunday. We got a very slow moving chart over the weekend. But once the weekend is done and once the Monday comes, I think there will become very, very big moves. I won't talk about the moons right now, or the 20th of April, guys. Again, I'm gonna 20th of April is a very important date. It's not 420, it's 20th of April. That's because the moon and the eclipse is happening at the same time. It is a very important date. Remember the date, guys. Remember the date. Besides that, as long as we are above this line, I'm bullish. I'm technically, very, very bullish. I'm going to become a little bit bearish if we fall back below the line. I'm still going to look for support in some kind of, bear trap and stuff like that, right? But technically, I'm very much bullish, guys. I'm not euphorically bullish, but I'm bullish. Like, I have no reason to be bearish right now. When something happens, I'm going to become bearish. But right now, this pullback, it's a dip. It's a dip. Dips happen. Guys, thank you for watching. Come back tomorrow. Hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And I'll see you around. Bye-bye.